Hey there everyone, so it's Yat Kean here from Training Ground. Now after a couple of weeks testing out this Sony ZV-E10 Mark II, well definitely I am still with Team APS-C sensor. Truly remarkable device, okay? So if you are a content creator, I would genuinely say this is definitely one of the camera that you should be putting in your buying list. If not outright, just go and buy it. But before we are going to spare a lot of details about this camera, now here is a short summary of the specification for this Sony ZV-E10 Mark II. Pause it, read the whole thing, and once you are done with it, let's go to the next one. Now let us start things off with the design on this camera. So this Sony ZV-E10 Mark II body only, without the lens, is weighed at 292 gram. Yeah, really light. So for those who want a camera that's really light on the go for their hybrid shoot, this is the cameras they should go and consider it. And then, yes, the LCD monitor here, you can swivel as well, making it convenient for you to do your vlogs and so much more. Bam. Nice. And then it has actually very simple button switches layout. Okay, so on the front here you have your zoom control, you have your on off button here. Okay, so you just switch on, switch off, easy. The shutter button is also quite nice, so there's a two-step of degree to press onto it. One is to lock the focus, and one to, once you press a little bit deeper, it will take that shot. So I kind of like it. And then you have a recording button over here and a custom key, but this one is being as default for the background defocus. Then you have a switch here for changing photography, videography, and slow-mo. And then over here, you can do all your tweaking, your ISO, your shutter speed, quite convenient. So you have one hot shoe over here, and a really huge mic over here. This mic is amazing, it's very, very loud. And then you also get along with this dead cat as well, to eliminate the wind noises. It works wonderful. So over here, on the left side of it, you have a jack here for your microphone, and then a USB Type-C port here to charge. Middle part here, your SD card slot. And then at the bottom here is the micro HDMI port with the 3.5mm audio jack. Battery is at the bottom, so it's using the Z battery. So you can anticipate the battery life here is going to last quite long. Yeah, I have tried it out, but I will talk more about the battery life later on. Yeah, basically that's it. And on the lens here, yeah, here is the button for you to like unlock it and change your lens. Pretty straightforward. And overall, the design, if you ask me, compared to the predecessor, I don't find anything of a changes of it. And even though it's plasticky, you do feel it's a really high quality build material. Yeah, despite it doesn't have the leather grip, you know. I do know there are some people who are gonna be complaining about it, but I think for most general mass users that they want a entry level interchangeable lens camera, this is definitely the one for them. Next up, let's talk about the performance on the camera itself. Now, one main highlight for the ZV-E10 Mark II is the ability to shoot 4K 60 frames per second. And also this time, you can also do vertical videos, and the menu layout will change into the vertical layout. so it's easier for you to navigate the controls on the LCD touchscreen. First off, let's just talk about the photography experience. Now, all the photos here being shot is using the intelligent auto mode, and I find it is actually doing an amazing job. The focusing is fast, truly fast, sometimes just blow my mind, and every time it nails the shot. Now, I understand most of the photos also largely depends on your lens as well. So if you have a better lens, you will able to get even much more better shot out of it. But in terms of the color size, I do find it, I like it. It's not too oversaturated, just nicely saturated with some bits of contrast. I like it, but if you want to enhance it, I think you have to either use the Lightroom or Photoshop to edit it. However, I do encounter one issue with the kit lens. So during my testing, I'm not sure why, there were like couple of photos, it just misfocus. So I'm not sure what is happening. Yeah, it just did occur. If you truly ask me one thing to nitpick, it's definitely the low light condition scene. So if you are going to shoot somewhere the area is dark, I highly recommend you to use a lighting equipment to assist you, because if you are going to pump up the ISO too high, the photos are going to be noisy. Next up, let's talk about the videography, which I think this camera excels here quite well. Now hear me out. I have mentioned that this guy here can shoot up to 4K 60. However, the samples in this video are mostly shot in 4K 30 with the auto mode. Yes, but again, I felt the video quality is quite amazing, and you have a lot of option to enhance it with the creative presets onto it. Yes, and also you can add LUTs onto it. But one major thing is that this ZV-E10 Mark II also can shoot as cinetone videos, which provides a really cinematic feel on the video itself. And you can just directly upload your video with minor editing. So if you are going to shoot a lot of vertical videos for your Instagram Reels, your YouTube Shorts or TikTok videos, now right now, yes, this new menu layout, okay, for the vertical video. This is truly amazing and very convenient for the user to access some of the menus. So let's talk about the built-in microphones on the ZV-E10 Mark II. They sound truly amazing, crisp and clear, and together with the dead cat definitely helps eliminate a lot of the wind noises. Now, apart from that, not only just sounding great, it also can do some amazing feature as well, such as right now you can capture audio at all directions, and then you can switch to rear, auto, front. Isn't it amazing? Yeah, and it actually works quite well. Overall, the shooting performance with this Sony ZV-E10 Mark II has been tremendously good. And if you are someone loves the hybrid shooting of photography and videography, is something you should be considering. However, if you are someone that's maybe a seasoned photographer, or maybe you're just starting out and you fell in love taking a lot of photos, the first thing you're going to miss is the EVF, yeah, the electronic viewfinder. There are times I tend to have that nature of looking for that EVF, but it's not there. Yeah, there is few times about it. So if you're someone that's seasoned user, you do going to miss the lack of EVF. The next thing I think some people might be looking for too is the lack of flash. Yes, so basically there's no flash, as I mentioned. because the slot is being taken by the amazing built-in mics over here. I think it's still navigatable because the hot shoe here allows you to purchase an external flash as well, or alternatively you can just buy a cage, you know, and then you can attach all your lights and mics as well. Very convenient. The next one, let's talk about the battery for the ZV-E10 Mark II. It's actually using the NPFZ100 battery over here. I think for those who are Sony fans, they know it as the Z battery, and battery life is truly amazing. Brought this guy for an event and then use it for like around an hour-ish. So there are some turning on, turning off, shooting videos in 4K 30, and also taking photos as well. Yeah, this guy actually still remain like 60% battery life after that whole period of shooting. So I think it's quite amazing. I think you could roughly last it around like less than 2 hours, which is quite amazing, to be honest. That is if you are continuous shooting it. However, if you are going to shoot a lot of 4K 60, and also if the weather, if you're shooting outdoor, the temperature is getting hotter, definitely I would say the battery life will deplete even faster. Now, if you ask me, the menu layout on the display is quite easy and fast as well. You can navigate a lot of things, and this new simplified menu layout is good for the beginners. So unlike like last time what Sony has did for their menu layout, right now it's actually pretty much more straightforward and easier to understand. So we have reached to the final point of this review video. It's time for me to give my final verdict. Now, if you want to get one of this in Malaysia, body only costs you 4,999 ringgit Malaysia. However, if you want together with the kit lens and the body, that will cost you 5,199 ringgit Malaysia. So if you ask my recommendation, I say outright take the body with the kit lens. This kit lens is truly amazing. It is focusing really fast and also quite convenient when you really need to zoom in a little bit. Yes, this has some zoom onto it. Also, not to forget, this kit lens has optical steady shot, so it has some stabilization onto it. So if you have some shaky hands, it's going to help eliminate the shakiness on your footages and photos as well. So what is my recommendation for this Sony ZV-E10 Mark II? I would say outright buy it if you have the budget and you are new in the content creation. However, if you do not have the budget or you're still considering it, then put it in your buying list. Easy as that. Definitely this is going to suit the mass users, the new content creator. Even if you are a seasonal photographer or videographer, you still find it quite excellent to use this Sony ZV-E10 Mark II. So what is my rating? I'll give it a solid 8.2 out of 10. Definitely is a good camera to consider and outright buy for the new content creator who are looking for a camera that can shoot 4K 60 frames per second. And also for those who love to take shots, the new vertical menu layout is going to help them a lot in creating amazing short videos for their social medias and also YouTube channel as well. And with that, that's my review for the Sony ZV-E10 Mark II, and a special shout out thanks to Sony Malaysia for providing a loan review unit for a couple of weeks to use. However, there's no cash compensation. Whatever I'm saying here is actually based on my 2 weeks of using this camera. Yeah, so therefore there's no creative input, no final approval is needed by the brand themselves. Okay, so take note on that. And yes, with that, I'm gonna end the video over here. However, if you still haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel or follow to our social media account, please go and do so. And last but not least, head to the website, read all the news articles. It's going to help us to get a lot more invitation, products, services to explore and create content for you. With that, Yat Kean here from Training Ground once again. Bye to you folks, and I'll see you guys on the next one, okay? Stay tuned and stay safe.